Okay, we shall introduce ourselves. This is Sonia.
And this is Anne.
She is from Germany.
And Anne is from France. We're working together. We're selling
Bread
cheese
and pasta. Homemade, handmade, with love.
and we use 100% organic flour in our products.
Absolutely.
The bread is vegan, no sugar, no dairy.
And the cheese is not vegan because it has dairy in it.
Yep.
I'm one of the co-founders and the executive director of the Forsyth Farmers Market. The Forsyth Farmers Market is a food-only, producer-only market here in Savannah, Georgia. We have approximately 35 vendors a week, and we have everything from fruits, vegetables, honey, meat, bread, jams, jellies, the list goes on.
I'm Farmer Joe. I'm a salesman for Clark & Sons Organic in Porter, Georgia. We have some of everything: peas, beans, squash, cucumber, zucchini, kale, sweet corn, peanuts, I'm missing stuff, tomatoes, different varieties of tomatoes, and etc., etc., etc. It's all grown in Porter, Georgia. Yes, organic, certified, definitely.
We started, our first market was in May of 2009. We started communicating about the market in 2008. We actually merged with an existing farmers market that was down in Starland, actually. They were looking to make a few changes, and so we merged with that market, moved here, changed the name, went to food only.
My name is Reed Nichols, and I'm the owner of Reedy's Bees. I have a local wildflower honey that's locally here from Savannah, and it's indigenous to the plants that are around 30 to 40 miles around Savannah. And they also have honeycomb, which is in separate hives that I have around the city and outside lying areas of Savannah.
I started as one of the founders, and we were all volunteers. For the first 3 years, everybody volunteered to make the market run. Then we hired a market manager, which was not me. And when he moved on, I took on the market management and just kind of continued that. And then I do a lot of other stuff in the background, all the paperwork, logistical stuff. I write grants, all kinds of things. Some of the challenges were that, you know, everybody has an idea of what a farmer's market is, and we were trying to do something a little bit different. So I think there was some time getting people used to what we were trying to do. Also, back when in 2009, the dialogue about healthy food wasn't as strong as it is now. And so there was still a lot of reticence, you know, why should we shop at a market rather than at a regular grocery store? So there was some of that. And then we really had to work with the city to make sure they felt comfortable with us being in this park. They hadn't had a farmer's market on public property before that we know of, and so we had to really work with them to make sure they were comfortable with the idea of us being out here every week.
I'm Rafe Rivers with Cane Water Farm. We grow organic vegetables, so we grow cucumbers this time of year, mix of peppers, eggplant, basil, tomatoes, herbs. We also do grits and cornmeal. We have a farm in the mountains up in North Georgia. We have a grist mill. We do grits, cornmeal, and fish fry mix. We also raise hogs up there for chefs, and then we also grow sorghum and make sorghum syrup.
We focus only on food. We don't have the arts and the crafts and the other sort of green businesses that some markets do, and we did that because we found that in Savannah, a lot of times the markets would get a little diluted. You know, if someone found a great piece of pottery, they may not buy their broccoli that week. And so the farmers were often going home with full trucks. And so we hope to keep the focus on food, so that supports our farmers so that they can remain viable and stay in business and keep bringing us good food.
We just moved here about 3 weeks ago from Louisville, and we liked to go to the farmers market up there. So when we got down here, our neighbor told us of this one. This is our first time here. We like to be able to get fresh, farm-to-table vegetables and sometimes the meats. And it's just nice to get out on a morning on a Saturday with our families.
People just associate, at least a lot of times with us, organic food with expensive food because they're buying from Whole Foods or other places. And there's often a middleman there, but we go direct from the farm to the consumer, so we can cut out that cost. And so there's actually a lot of people think, oh, it's too expensive, but actually it can be affordable.
A lot of people have an idea that farmers markets are expensive, and they can be in certain ways. And so we try to make sure that people know that we accept SNAP. They can double their benefits here, so that way a lot more people in our community can afford the work. So it's really opened us up to a more diverse population, and it's helped us reach out into neighborhoods we may not have otherwise. So SNAP stands for Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program. So the EBT part stands for Electronic Benefits Transfer, and that's really just the way the little credit card that you get if you're on food stamps, that's the way they transfer your money onto your card. So the SNAP EBT is just a really long name for food stamps.
Well, I'm an intern with Wholesome Wave Georgia, and we run the food stamp doubling program for this market and 40 others in the state of Georgia. We take government issue food stamps and allow recipients to double up to $50 per market today. So you come and swipe your card for $50 and you can leave with $100 worth of food. And so it means more fresh fruits and vegetables and meats and breads for disadvantaged populations, but it also means $100 for local farmers. So since we started, we put about $1 million back into the local food economy, as well as $1 million into disadvantaged people's bellies. We talk to people that are used to buying a lot of junk food to feed large families, so it's great to be able to give this opportunity to people. And there's also, I think, even more than the customers being excited, the vendors are super excited because it means more money for them, and it means that they're helping their community even more. This is our 6th year, and we've grown from 3 markets in Atlanta to 40 around the state. And so it's been really accepted. Georgia has one of the highest SNAP redemptions at farmers markets in the U.S. actually. This is one of our founding markets, and it's currently one of our biggest markets.
The ones that's bringing the produce to the market, they're coming straight from their fields, washing it and bringing it straight to, so the produce is usually just hours fresh from the time it came out the ground to get to the market. And so that is so important to people in they don't want a lot of chemicals and stuff. They don't want them sitting up in a storehouse, but they want very fresh, straight from the ground to the table. And that's what we aim to do.
It's not all organic. Some vendors who are not certified actually do follow organic practices, but they can't use the word organic unless they're certified. But then we do have some conventional farmers, and I feel like a lot of folks have really started looking for organic and chemical-free foods. People are interested in local food as well, but I say if you can get both local and organic, you're doing really well. But I think even some of the farmers have started to transition because customers ask for organic. Customers are looking for clean food, and so even some of the farmers who started out as sort of what we would call chemical farmers, they've started to transition their fields as best they can within their resources and their knowledge base.
It's good to people to get used to buying fresh food, homemade food as well, which is what we are presenting here. I think it's good for American people to have an idea of the way European people lived or used to live, which is unfortunately the market here is it's only once a week. In France or in Europe, we are used to market being 2, 3, 4 times a week sometimes, and you just buy what you need for that day and the next day, and that's it. You don't think ahead like American people do. But the freshness to keep all of our ingredients are organic. It's fresh. You have to eat it on that day, and I like that idea to give that opportunity to people who are not necessarily used to that, to think for the day, to enjoy the meal, and that's something that I enjoy, that I appreciate about the market. You're here, you get excited about what you're going to offer tonight, or cook tonight, or share tonight, or the next day.
There's a lot of work goes into the market. I think a lot of people think that we just show up on a Saturday and put up some tents, but we work at it 40 hours or more a week. There's a lot of logistical things in the background that has to happen. The farmers work super hard to get here every week, and they work super hard during the week just to grow the food. We also have a new project coming, which is called Farm Truck 912. It is a mobile farmers market. It's a big truck, and it will be going into neighborhoods, primarily at community centers, and the goal is to try to sort of bring the farmers market experience into more neighborhoods.
My favorite aspect is the community, the fact that this is one thing I really love about Savannah in general too, is wherever you go you always see a familiar face, and the farmers market is a great congregation of those who are really conscious and caring about the community. So it's always a great time to come together, see what others in the community are up to, and how we're all wanting to share and bring our intentions together to make this the place we really want to live in.
What I like about it is the community aspect. I really love being a place where a lot of different people come and socialize and learn about healthy food. And some of the challenges are writing grants, finding funding for a lot of the things we would like to do. We would like to do so much more than we do, but funding is difficult, and so that's one of my least favorite parts, is trying to find funding and resources to do more.
It is an atmosphere that you won't forget once you walk through the market, and you would have that desire to come back. You see all the friendly vendors, and you see all the different varieties of stuff that we have to present to the customers, and they would definitely want to come back. Yes. It's a friendly atmosphere.
It's just important for people to know where their food comes from and keep their money, put it back into the local economy, and not to be buying food that's coming 3,000 miles away, or getting food that's out of season or underripe, or we pick things the day before, typically before we bring them to market, so they're getting the freshest food, they're getting a fair price, and we're supporting a local farm, and we don't have many here, and it's really important to keep us going, because we're going to lose our local agriculture. We don't have much local agriculture here on the coast, so I think it's even more important here. And if we can make a good business out of it, we can bring more farmers here, and we'd love to see more organic farms on the coast.
Sort of big picture, there are a lot of gaps in the food system in Savannah. There's not a good distributor of local food farmed products, and so I'd like to see something like that happen. Also, a lot of the farmers struggle with more places to sell their product, and so I think there are a lot of gaps in the food system, and we need more people. We need more young people, we need more innovation and more big ideas to happen in Savannah.
My background is teaching, and I'm a science teacher, and so with my 4th and 5th graders, we just teach that you have a lot of control over the food you eat when you grow it. One of my big projects in Louisville was we did put in a community garden on the campus. We took it all the way from the children developing the design of the garden all the way through the process of building it, and they take a big part of it, and I think they've really realized the importance of growing their own food, and then learning how to cook with it, and just having that control over that it's natural, and all the science that goes with it too. It was a big learning piece for our school. So I always try to support community gardens and farmers markets and people that come in to teach that to the community.
I don't know what the heat index is today, probably in the hundreds, and we have these beautiful live oaks and a nice shade canopy, and it's just a beautiful we're in a park. I've done a lot of markets other places that are in on the street blocks or in street corners, and I personally love being out in the park. Just a nice place to bring everyone together, and people can bring their dogs. That's really nice. A lot of markets don't allow that, and we're near downtown, so it's good for people to bring their families out and their children and let their children know where their food comes from. We have a sense of community with the other vendors, and it's just nice. You can come here and do all your shopping for the week, and it's how cultures have done it for a long time, and we should keep doing it here.
I feel like the journey that I've been on recently is probably very similar to what all of us are going through, and learning about being more aware of how important what we eat is in our diets and how it really makes us feel in our lives. So when we start seeing that we can actually support each other by supporting community gardens, supporting local produce, we're not only helping local businesses, we're all helping raise awareness about the importance of what to eat in our diets, how to have a healthy lifestyle, and just how to support a community, what a community is really made out of.
Well, I'd recommend people coming here because of the fresh fruit, the farmers here, the fresh vegetable, everything is fresh. I mean, it's all good. It's just a fun place to come. It's great.
Getting to intertwine with the people and getting to know the people and getting to have a relationship with the people. I know them, they know me, and just looking forward to seeing them and just talking to them, just being more than just a customer, and a relationship that goes far beyond just selling produce.
Well, I recommend people to come just to check out the variety of the products and the freshness of the products. Even some of the grocery stores that sell local food, it might not be as fresh as it is at the market. A lot of our farmers pick the day before they come. Sometimes they're even picking really early in the morning before they come. And fresh food just tastes different. And a lot of people have gotten used to what grocery store food tastes like, which is fine and may have about as many nutrients really, but I think there's a real difference in taste, and I think that the nutrition loads are heavier and higher the fresher it is. So, and it's just a fun experience. People like to congregate and talk about food. If you're not sure how to cook something, ask a farmer. They can tell you. I think a lot of people might feel intimidated by the product, but there's always someone around that can tell you how to cook it or how to use it, and that's really fun.
Whenever you go to sell produce, you want to go and you want to get repeat customers. You want to produce a product that they will come back week after week after week after week, and you build up a clientele, and the people know that they're getting a good product. They have confidence and faith in you, and so that is my aim and my goal, is to put the best on the table and put a smile along with it and with a little song along with it, and everything will turn out good every time. I have been on the farm, working on the farm since I was 5 years old. When I graduated from high school, I chose to stay on the farm instead of going to college or to the armed forces, because farming is so much in my blood until I can't think of doing anything that makes me happier than watching the vegetables grow. And farming, Joe, that's me, What you see is what you get. And most of the time, that's a big, big grin.